Police car video recorder. There's a murder suspect driving a gray Kia. The officers returned fire. State of Florida, City of Tallahassee. On March 20th, 2020 at approximately 7 p.m., officers notice a stolen Chrysler 300 on a city street. Officers begin to pursue it and at one of the intersections attempt to apprehend it. But the suspect manages to get away from the police officers, realizing that the suspect by his actions can create a danger to others, decide not to pursue him by car, and pass information about the car to the pilot of the helicopter air unit of the sheriff's office. Began pursuing him at a strong distance, trying not to draw attention to himself. About a half hour into the pursuit, the pilot noticed the suspect attempting to stop another vehicle with his car.
All right, he may be jacking that car. All right, I think he's committing a carjacking. Let's try it. Mount Bat and tap the Nini. He just attempted to carjack a car. The passenger got out and tried to get into.
A passenger got out of the Chrysler and attempted to steal the other vehicle.
One that was an occupied vehicle?
Yes. Yes, he forced another vehicle to stop, and the passenger got out and it looked like he tried to carjack him. I didn't see a weapon or anything, but he definitely tried to get in.
Due to the offenders becoming active and attempting to commit a violent crime, officers make the decision to engage ground crews and apprehend the offenders. Officer Johns initiated a pursuit on Jim Lee Road.
5-3 pursuing, everyone's got it. 5-3 pursuing.
Officer Davidson, who was driving on Blair Stone, also joined the chase. A helicopter also pursued the vehicle.
Still northbound on Blairstone, coming up to Mahan. Speed 70 to 80, traffic light. Whoa, out of control. Crash. All right, crash. Stop, tell him stop, crash right there at your right door, crash.
After the suspect, later identified as Michael Johnson, 31, noticed patrol cars nearby, he began to accelerate, causing him to lose control and crash into a lamppost.
Stop, you get fucking tased! Stop, motherfucker! Stop!
Chrysler passenger Aaron Lawson remained in the car while Johnson ran from the scene of the accident. Officer Davidson ran after him and fired his taser. The taser was ineffective. Johnson ran up to a Toyota minivan stopped in the roadway and attempted to climb into the vehicle through the driver's door. The officer fired the taser again to no avail. Officer Davidson ran up to the suspect and began struggling with him. At this time, the officer's camera went off during the struggle. The suspect appeared to be lying on top of the officer and attempted to holster his gun. A witness in the car later testified.
He ran up to the car, yelled to lock the door, so I was focusing on that. It was already locked, so that wasn't a problem. And then he hit the car right about that time, and started pulling on the door handle. And he was big, and he looked, muscular, like he could rip the car door open, but he couldn't. And then it seemed that he was tackled from behind. Okay. And they went down, and I really couldn't see exactly what was going on, but they went down, and I think somebody said something about a gun. I think he said he's got my gun, or he's getting my gun, or something like that.
While on the ground, Officer Davidson tried to use the teaser, but it did not help. Also, Davidson was yelling that the suspect wanted to take possession of his weapon. The police officer was hoping his co-workers would hear his yelling. Officer Johnson, running up to his co-worker, saw that the suspect was on top of him and pressed him to the ground with his body. He also saw Johnson with two hands trying to pull the gun out of the officer's holster.
Oh my God! Shots fired! Shots fired! You all right, Justin? I'm good. Pull him off. Hey, put your hand on your gun right now. Put your hand on your gun. Okay. Pull him off. Pull him off.
Police officer, realizing that at this point the life of his colleague's minivan driver, his own, was in danger, he fired his gun and hit Johnson in the back of the head. Johnson died at the scene. Officer Davidson was not seriously injured. State of Utah, City of Ogden. On July 21st, 2020, a police officer, while on duty, stopped a vehicle whose driver was not wearing a seatbelt.
How's it going?
You know, not bad.
That's okay. You got your ID on you?
1800 Washington.
The vehicle yours?
1800 Washington.
Okay.
I just bought it recently. I sold my other car at the same time like I traded it, and he didn't have tags because it was in Idaho, and so I took my tags and used them, and that's why it's...
So these plates don't belong to the car?
No. I'm going to the DMV like almost today to get temp tags or register it, because I just bought it from Idaho and they don't do temp tags out of state is what they said. The dealership.
Okay.
I have all the paperwork for it.
You have the paperwork?
Yeah.
Let me see that.
While speaking with the driver and inspecting the vehicle, the officer determines that the license plates on the vehicle may show signs of tampering. The officer asks the man to step out of the vehicle. The man refuses to do so.
I don't need reasonable cause. I don't need reasonable. No, that's not the law.
Yes, you do.
I asked you to step out of the car. You need to step out of the car.
James.
That's going against what I'm reporting.
That's
Okay, we're
fine.
getting out of the car, James.
We're recording too, man. Go ahead and record and then step out of the car.
Well, if you're going to do this, we're just going to put you in handcuffs when you get out and you're going to be detained.
I want to know why I'm being detained.
Your vehicle's being impounded. Go ahead and step out of the
For
car.
what?
Because you put plates on there that don't belong to it.
They're not at
Get him! We were 3-5 upstairs.
The officer attempts to take the keys to the car, but at that point, the suspect hit the gas and the car quickly picked up speed. The officer's body was half sticking out. At one point, the car slowed and the officer was able to jump to the ground.
Where are you?
The suspect continued driving, and a short time later, he crashed into a police patrol car. The suspect, 23-year-old James Franklin, died at the scene from injuries sustained in the crash. The officer who jumped out of the car sustained injuries, but not serious. He was saved by the fact that there was grass growing in the area he jumped into, and it cushioned the fall. 2 other officers sustained minor injuries during the incident, but were soon released from the hospital. Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. On September 5th, 2020, police received a report of a man with a knife near 49th Street and Laverne Avenue. According to the information received, the suspect with the knife attacked and wounded another person. Officers arrived on scene and began interviewing the victim. At this time, at approximately 1:40 a.m., several officers moved into the area of Veedham Park in search of the suspect. They observed a male similar in description.
Hey, put your hands up. My man, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yep. fucking knife down! Drop the goddamn knife!
The man, later identified as 34-year-old Shone Jeremy Ake Warner, at the sight of the officers walked towards them with a knife in his hand. The officers used tasers. Warner initially fell, but then he pulled the taser needles from his body and got up, still holding the knife in his hand.
Drop it! Jump!
Oh, shit!
Drop it! Drop it!
At one point, Warner ran toward a female officer and stabbed her in the stomach. The other two officers, after a brief confusion, opened fire on Warner for a total of 15 shots.
Put your hands up! You still got that knife?
Yep. Taser!
Put the fucking knife down! Drop the goddamn knife! Drop it! Let it go. No. Get up, there you go. Get up. Drop it! Drop it! Did he get you? 8-15-2-1. Shots fired by the police.
The suspect died at the scene. The female police officer said she was fine. She was wearing body armor, so she suffered minor injuries. Police later said the slain Warner was involved in one incident with a wounded male. There is an investigation into Warner's actions and a separate investigation into the police use of a weapon.
I don't know what happened.
My gun didn't fire. I squeezed the trigger. I squeezed the trigger.
I put my gun back. Why didn't I put my gun back? Why didn't I put my gun
All
back?
right, we got another asshole. Hey guys, where you got a car at?
San Diego Heights, May 29th, 2020. Police officers receive a report of a shooting at one of the homes on Euclid Avenue. When officers arrive, find an elderly man with a gunshot wound. Juan Gudino Lopez, 62, was transported to the hospital where he later died. Officers determined that the shooting involved 32-year-old Ronnie Kong, a resident of in a neighboring home after the murder. He climbed over a fence and went into his home. Officers realized the suspect had barricaded himself inside the home and surrounded him. Officers realized the situation was escalating and called SWAT officers. SWAT arrived on scene and began taking up positions.
The San Diego Police Department! Go now with your hands up!
You let us know if he opens the door, let us know.
He's coming downstairs.
Come on out! Let me see your hands! Walk out to me! Let me see your hands! Kong, you...
The officers demanded that Kong surrender, but he did not respond to their demands. At one point, Kong went down the stairs and then re-entered the house.
Kong, walk out to us! I need you to put your hands up and walk down the stairs! Come on! San Diego Police Department, I need you to come on out! Nobody here wants to hurt you!
Kong remained inside the house until approximately 5:45 p.m., at which point he again went outside and began approaching the officers while holding a gun and knife.
You're not gonna get hurt if you do what I tell you to do. Keep your hands out of your waistband. Keep your hands out of your waistband.
You're gonna get shot!
You just come up. Keep your hands out of your waistband. Keep your hands. Gotta go.
Everyone hold. Everyone hold.
When the suspect reached the middle of the stairs, he pointed the gun toward the officers. 3 officers, Andrew Campbell, Christopher Ludd, and Tony Marikaloff, opened fire. Kong was fatally wounded. Homicide detectives investigating the case later learned that Kong's mother had contacted police earlier in the week to report that her son had threatened her with a gun and fired several shots in their apartment. According to police at the time of the shooting, they were preparing a warrant for Kong's arrest and a firearms ban. The suspect's mother told investigators that her son wanted to engage in a shootout with police and commit suicide with the help of police officers. The motive for killing Lopez remained unchanged.